Russia's military headquarters in Rostov-on-Don appears to have been targeted by a Ukrainian drone on Thursday, with footage shared on social media showing a huge fireball in close proximity to the building. The attack was one of many recent overnight strikes and comes as part of an increase in the frequency of attacks on Russian territory. Russian officials have claimed the drone was shot down. This follows drone attacks on Pskov Airport, which are believed to have destroyed 4 military transport aircraft, as well as other targets in Russia, including Moscow. While it's sometimes difficult to authenticate these strikes, given the reluctance on both sides to offer confirmation, the number of fires seen in Moscow is suggestive of an increase in Ukrainian drone activity. These include a fire at the Federal Customs Service building and another fire pictured in the south of the city. Last month, all of Moscow's airports were briefly shut in an apparent response to a drone attack from Ukraine, and there were also reports of sabotage on signaling in parts of Moscow's train network, although this also cannot be verified. These attacks in Russian territory are an apparent response to the continued targeting of Ukrainian cities and ports by Russian missiles and drones, and may also be related to the new attacks on Ukraine's Danube ports and grain infrastructure. Russia recently ended the Black Sea grain deal, which enabled Ukraine to export its food produce through the Black Sea, despite the ongoing war, providing a vital economic lifeline. With the ending of the deal, this has been cut off, but only 40% of Ukraine's food exports went through the Black Sea, with 60% going through Europe via the Danube. Cutting off the Danube route would cause severe economic damage, and Russia began strikes against these ports in July, with these attacks continuing this week, targeting ports and grain silos along the Romanian border. This increased frequency of drone attacks on Russia and the targeting of Russian infrastructure may well be Ukraine's response to this threat from Moscow, with President Zelensky stating that targeting Russia directly was an inevitable, natural, and absolutely fair process. Significantly, Ukraine has been developing its own drones, and the Security Service of Ukraine has released photos of a new drone with a range of 800 kilometers, meaning it can target Moscow. This is important because the US and NATO allies have been reluctant to donate any weapons that will target Russian soil directly. This is seen as a step too far and risks bringing NATO and Russia into direct conflict. But by building its own drones, Kyiv is bypassing this objection, meaning the frequency of drone attacks in Russian territory is likely to pick up as the war continues. The US is also providing other equipment, with a further $1 billion of assistance announced this week by Secretary Blinken. These include air defense systems, HIMARS missiles, Javelins, and Abrams tanks. Depleted uranium shells will now also be provided for the Abrams after the US U-turn, matching a UK commitment to send these shells for its Challenger 2 tanks. There are also rumors the US will be sending Ukraine its long-range Army tactical missile system, which would dramatically extend Ukraine's capabilities, with a range 4 times greater than the HIMARS system at 190 miles. One official said they are coming, while another said that they are only on the table, but likely to be included in the next US package. This follows commitments from Norway, the Netherlands, and Denmark to send F-16 fighter jets to Ukraine, although these aircraft are unlikely to be in operation until next summer. The US weapons are likely to reach Ukraine before the end of the year.